most unique way to serve your treats, a 3D chocolate sleigh. If this is something that you might be interested in making, hang out with me and I will walk you step by step on how to fill your molds, assemble your sleigh, package them, and have them ready for the most fabulous holiday season. Hi, I'm Melissa Dotson. This is the Sugar Sandbox, and today we make chocolate sleighs. Okay folks, I'm so excited to show you these chocolate sleighs. These make the cutest, hostess gifts. You can fill them with cake bites, you can fill them with cookies, and they're edible. They're so unique, and they don't have to just be for Christmas. Well, actually they do have some holly on there, but the sleigh molds, you can do them in white chocolate, you can do them in blue chocolate. You can do them in any color, and if you really want to get fancy, you can come in and put the green here and the red berries and then put your chocolate over. But today we're just going to make solid chocolate sleighs. We're going to do white chocolate and dark chocolate. So I have my chocolate melted and I have it in my piping bag. Again, I melt my chocolate in 30-second intervals until it's smooth, and I put it in piping bags. I'm only making two. I didn't pull out my chocolate warmer, my homemade chocolate warmer, but I will have that in another video when I go through some of my favorite things for chocolate. So I know you guys can't see this very well because it's clear plastic, but once I put the chocolate in, you will be able to see. These are so easy and they're quick, and they make just, let's get that piece of chocolate out there. They make just the cutest gifts. So I'm going to take my chocolate and I'm going to fill my cavities for my molds. And I'm going to pull this up a little bit here. I'm going to fill the cavities for my molds, working slow enough to get in all the crevices. So kind of putting a light layer of the chocolate or the candy melts in there so that we can fill up all of the design. And again, we'll come back over with more chocolate or candy melts, whichever you choose to use. This is what I'm using now is candy melts. Any of the melting chocolate that's made for molding will work. So once I get it in, I will do my tapping just like you guys have seen me do in my shell videos. I'm going to work to the next cavity, and I'm going to put my chocolate in there. And again, I know I need to come back and fill the other, but I want to get a layer down for the detail in this mold. But I love these, and I can't wait for you guys to see the finished product. And once you get them wrapped in the cellophane and tied with ribbons, they just make the most presentable little gifts. So again, tap this down, and again, we'll come back. So I usually just go ahead and fill these completely in. But again, tapping. And if you overflow them, you can, just like on the shells, you can come back and use a knife to trim them up. Then you have the bottom of the sleigh. Well, actually, that was the back of the sleigh. Anyways, you have the front, the back, and the bottom. So we will get those in there. You flip this up so I can have both my hands to work this. And it is important to get them filled to the top or as even as you can. It'll make assembling them quicker. So now I'm going to go back to my sleighs and add more chocolate into them. If there's any bubbles, you can pop those, but then just go add enough to fill up your cavities. Harden. And then we're going to take some additional chocolate or additional candy melts, and we're going to assemble them. And they're going to make the most adorable 3D sleighs that you can fill with whatever you desire. They are really cute. I mean, they would be great party favors. They're great gifts, especially if you're looking for something where you're making like homemade truffles or cake bites, anything like that. Then you don't have to buy another container. You can make a chocolate sleigh and put those right in there. So I'm not turning this over because I know this chocolate is not hardened yet, but I'm going to go ahead and work on the dark chocolate one. Both cavities are full, so we've got a white chocolate and we have a dark chocolate, and I'm going to let them set up, and I'm probably going to pop them in the freezer for just a little bit. Again, when you're working with candy melts or chocolates, you don't want it to freeze. You want it to get in the freezer just long enough that it will come together. Then we'll come back. I'll pop these out. I'm going to go put my chocolate onto a warmer so that it doesn't, so I don't have to re-microwave it. And then we're going to assemble them. And then from there, I'm probably going to go make some cake bites up really quick so that you guys can see how you can use them and put things in there. I'm going to go find my cellophane bags so that we can wrap them up. Okay, so they were in the freezer for probably a couple minutes or so. Again, you don't want to freeze them. You just want to let them get, solid enough. And the trick is to put these together when they're cold. I'm not saying that it's not possible to do them when they're not cold, because I batch them up as well. But if they're cool, then the chocolate will go together a little bit. So we're going to do this in real time. I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to pop them out just by gently pressing on them. Again, I'm so excited because these are some of my favorite things to do at Christmas. So let me show you what they look like. And again, you can trim them up or you can trim them up if you need to, but these look pretty good. And like I was saying, if you want to get fancy, you can color chocolate or use the colored candy melts and come in those cavities and paint that green and then those red. But I tend to do a lot of these at Christmas, so I just use them solid chocolate. So I'm going to flip this over. So you assemble it, your sleigh would be assembled like this, right? So we have one side down, and then this would be our front, or this would be one side and this would be the other side. This is going to be your bottom, and you want to turn it shiny side down. So your dull side, or the side that was facing you in the mold, will be up. And then the larger side, or the larger dome, is your back, and the smaller one is your front. So let's do it like this. This might be the easier way to show this. I've done these a million times, but I'm trying to explain them. Now I have to think about it. Okay, so we take our white chocolate, and we're going to run a bead. Yes, it may get a little messy, but that's okay. We're going to run a bead of chocolate around that back, and then we're going to put our back on, and we're going to let it harden. I have some dust here, so I'm just going to prop it up there. That was the dust from a video I was just doing. So I have another little dust thing, so we'll use that. We're going to put another little bead of chocolate here. And I don't worry about too much about how it looks inside, because it's going to have to be filled with candy. But if you do, then you can use a paintbrush. And I'm going to use a paintbrush or a toothpick or that. So I'm going to let my chocolate sit up there. And then I'm going to go ahead and run my bead of chocolate along the one edge of the sleigh. And then I'm just going to place it along the edge. And I will come back in and reinforce the chocolate on the inside of this as well. And then I'm going to take this chocolate and run another bead of chocolate here. And I'm going to place it on this side. I'll just use something to prop it up while it hardens. Okay, so I have one of my chocolate brushes, and I'm just going to go in, and you don't have to do this. It just depends on how you want your insides to look, because again, it's going to be filled with candy. So I'm just going to brush my chocolate a little bit along the side. And I still, once this hardens, I'm going to come and put some chocolate up the seams of the back. And fill in. I'm going to go ahead and put some chocolate around the seams, around the sides, and I'll take my brush, my chocolate brush, and I will go with that. Put a little bit on there, just again, just to reinforce it. But once this hardens, it's going to be just great. So again, you can just use your paintbrush if you want to. You don't have to. You can just run your beads along and leave go. But if you want to add some extra reinforcement, this is a good way to do it. And again, I'm putting cake bites in these examples. So we'll do one like this, and when we do the chocolate, we'll just run the bead of chocolate and we won't come back on this, and then you guys can see the difference. But yeah, so we're gonna let this one set up, and then I'm gonna go work on the chocolate one. One is finished, so we'll see this. Oh, here we go. How about there? And that. So we're gonna put that here. Just dip the cake bites for you. This is my red velvet cake ball dough. It's made with just red velvet cake, no icing included. And I make cake bites. I also do a lot of cake pops, but these cake bites are extremely popular because they are, as the name implies, bites. So they're about a truffle size. And so they're good for party platters. They're good to fill these sleighs with. They're, you know, great on dessert trays. And I love them because I like the ratio between the melting chocolate or the candy melts and the cake. So, okay, let's get this wrapped up. So here is the white sleigh chocolate. Here is the dark chocolate sleigh. All right, so I have the cake. I'm going to go ahead and turn them this away so that I can work on the packaging. We'll put them up here. And here are our cake bites that we're going to fill them in. I also have a gusseted bag. I have some ribbon, and I have my tape sealer. So, again, the most adorable gifts. You could put like sprinkles or white sanding sugar or something in here that would make it represent snow if you wanted. But I'm going to put my I'm going to put my sleigh in first and set it down across the gusseted seam. I'm going to use my handy dandy tape sealer. Go here, you guys can see. Tape sealer is great, especially if you do a lot of packaging things, because you can just pull it down through there and it seals it. Okay. So I just have some white ribbon. Again, it's just some ribbon tie around it. And I'm going to do that same on my chocolate. You could make a cute little note tag to go with it and hang off of it. Again, you could use these for all kinds of, you know, gift ideas around the holidays. So let's see what they look like. Let's see, this way. So again, I know there's the glare, and I will take them out of the bag and show you. But here's the white, and here is the dark. And again, they're the most adorable. Oh, it's so hard to see. Sorry, I got a little bit late in my filming. But they're just adorable. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will make these, because I would love to see them. And I think once you make them and take them to a party, everybody's going to be in such an awe, because they can eat their little sleigh and then they have their treats there. They make great gifts. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get out of here, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks much. Bye.